It's Pete from Cheap Homesteading, and today I wanted to come on here and just give you a little bit of an update about what's happening around the homestead. The last 2 weeks I haven't made videos, and I'm really sorry about that. It just got away from me. I'll tell you the backstory. My whole life, I'll start a project and I don't really finish it, and then I get another idea, and you just have a bunch of projects you don't have done. So I thought, you know what, we're going to really focus. I want to finish up my garage so it's functional, usable, and clean and everything. So I was working on that, and it kind of got out of hand. You start tearing stuff apart, the garage is apart. So I thought, you know what, I just got to power through this and try to finish up the garage, at least to a certain state, And I work full time, so I only have about an hour in the morning, some weekends, to really work out here on the garage. So it really limits my time between making videos and finishing my garage. So I kind of just thought I'm going to power through and try to get my garage at least to a certain state so that I can actually start using it again and hopefully be a whole lot more functional. So I'm going to show you where I'm at right now. My greater goal was to have a space where I could work on stuff and have the back closed a little bit so I can actually, you won't see all the junk that's behind there. So that's what was my goal. So I put my bench here and I closed in the back and the mezzanine and behind here so I could actually kind of hide all the junk, because you need storage and I didn't have much storage. So behind here I chose drywall. I would have just put like plywood, but this was cheaper. A friend of mine had some old drywall that was sitting around. It was new, it just was sitting around, and he gave me a great deal on it, so I just went and got it. And it didn't cost me very much, so it's gonna save me a ton of money. I'm gonna paint it probably gray like the other, and then maybe even some barn board for the edges, make it spruced up a little bit, but probably put a few shelves and maybe hang something up there. But that's kind of why I went with the drywall. It wasn't the way it looked, it was more price. These cabinets were way behind there and they were black, and I painted them. I had a little YouTube short about that. And I got a filing cabinet and a place to hang all my clamps. The filing cabinet is where I am storing all my hardware. So I got all my screws in the filing cabinet in jars and bags, because that was part of the problem. I didn't have storage, so I started buying up some of these filing cabinets. These things are great to store stuff that can look really cluttery everywhere if you don't have a place to put it. So I have more nails, hangers, and I started hanging up my clamps. I needed more storage for my woodworking tools, so basically I had this old cabinet up on the shelf. It was my wife's cabinet, so it had like, I don't know, some weird purple painting on it. So I decided to paint it the gray like my rest of my equipment. And we got all the woodworking tools in here, like saws. I got all my air tools, well, some of them, they're not all in there. And my sanding and routers and all that are going this one. So I knew I had to fix up my storage, and I think this is going to be good enough. That is kind of what I'm working on. And here is my Delta saw, and I really like that. That has come out really, really nice. I'm super happy with that. I've got my bandsaw all done, my scroll saw. We have to work on the lathe. I have to build a nice big wood base for it. I just need to make it a little bit longer, because I would like to make, you know, like shovel handles and that, the long ones, and they're gonna be a little bit too short. So I'm gonna try to make them a hair longer. Here is my drill press that's all done. It looks good. And functional too. So I'm super happy with that. So there is quite a bit of work to do, and even especially with my dust collection I bought because from Busy Bee, it was a really good deal. It was a CX 427. And I was thinking about building a cyclone, but man, this was $300 and some. I thought, you know what, that's a really good price. And my neighbor George, I'm gonna make a video thanking him about this, but this is a quick view. My neighbor George dropped off a 1.5 horsepower dust collector. So I'm gonna try to clean that up, get it all functional. And we're gonna try to hook up a dust collection system. I'm probably gonna make videos of that, hooking up the dust collection system and that. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want my wood shop to be functional. And really the only way it was really possible was kind of just putting my head down and going for it. Now, I'll show you where the rest of the garage is. It is a lot cleaner than it was, but I'm kind of at the stage when you rip everything on the shelves behind and everything that was cluttering behind the other workbench, my small engine workbench, and now it's all in the middle. So it's just a big mess, but I do see some movement forward, so we're gonna work on that. So this is what the shop looks like. It's a horrendous mess. Everything got piled in the center. Oh, I picked up a really nice old Craftsman snowblower. So I'm gonna be getting that going, but that'll be closer to winter, I think. Back here, I kind of have it set up. It's looking good. I made a ladder going up into the mezzanine because it was totally unsafe climbing over the edge like I was. I think the ladder's better. And in here, it's not fully clean yet. I'm gonna put some stuff up on the mezzanine here, but I got 2 more cabinets just to put, sorry about the lighting, more like nuts and bolts hardware, links and pulleys, all the stuff that you don't really want to get rid of. This is 12 volt power stuff, and then a whole bunch of bolt bins. I really wanted a place that I could keep a lot of the stuff, but not right in plain view. So now I am just working on this side. I slowly moved it around. A lot of this stuff is going up in the mezzanine if I'm not going to use it for a little bit. My big dust collector, that is going to be used and worked on a little bit. Basically, the small dust collector I'd like to use because it uses very little power. And most of the time, that's all we'll need. This one is going to be used to run a lot of my heavy stuff. And like the big box cutter, the table saw, if it's like a lot of dust and my other one can't handle it. But most of my tools, I am just going to run off that Inca dust collector here. Like most tools, it will work fine. And then I'm going to put solid permanent pipes around that I won't have to move, because I have tons and tons of PVC pipe up there I've collected over the years. So there you go. I've been working on my garage. There is some progress happening. Sorry about not making videos for the last little bit, but I'm coming back into it. I feel like I'm getting my garage to a state where I can kind of just clean it up a couple more mornings, and then we can get back into making videos again. So thank you to all my subscribers, and hope you guys have a great day.